I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure the family forever straight. They wouldn't listen, now I gotta devastate. I'm on your ass and I won't let you get away. I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate.
What up, everyone? This is the Shorty Logic podcast. I am your Shorty Logic. I am your host, and these are my counterparts right here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, everybody, it's Miss Suge on here.
Hey, everybody, it's Lamont. How y'all doing?
It's May. Y'all know me. Make sure y'all like, follow Facebook, all that. Sure.
So, yeah, we got a good one for tonight. You know, we come with a banger every time. The topic tonight is, what does it mean to be happy in a relationship? That's going to be a good one. We're going to go ahead and roll into our first video.
You were supposed to forgive me. I did. You dogged me out. You hurt me. Our relationship has gotten real bad. You see I'm hurt, and you come to me, and you say, I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? And I say, sure. You're saying I'm sorry so we can go back to where we were before you hurt me. My take is, when you ask me to forgive you, it means let's wipe the slate clean. So I can't necessarily go back to when we were friends. I got to wipe the slate clean. Wiping the slate clean means me and you may not ever be friends again. And it cannot be because of what you've done, because I wiped the slate clean. But forgiveness is, I have got to learn you over again, because you're not the person that I thought you were.
Let's start with you, Miss Suge. Hey, what you got to say about that?
It's pretty heavy. I mean, I understand. I see where you're coming from, and he's right. It's like when someone shoots a shot at you, it does affect you. It does affect you in a manner where you have to reevaluate the friendship, the relationship, things like that, because you're learning some things about people. You're just like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't expect all this from you. But it takes time to learn people like that.
I get it. What you got, man? What you got?
Man, he hit the nail on the head because, man, just saying I'm sorry, they say I'm sorry comes with change behavior. It might not just be your change behavior of the person who's asking for forgiveness. You know, once you do something to me, I have a right to change how I feel about you. Right. And a lot of people don't understand that. If I say I forgive you, yeah, that might be I'm giving you a second chance, meaning you got to learn me all over again. We got to start from the beginning. You got to build that friendship up to make sure this is what, you know, we both have encountered, you know, what we wanted it to be. Yeah, right. I mean, that was deep. And when he first got started, it reminded me of that one video, some show where a lady was asking a man to forgive him, and he gonna grab her butt in the middle of it. And I was like, you know, but like, and that's the thing, she was trying to wipe the slate clean. He started off exactly doing what she didn't want him to do, which was be disrespectful, which that changed her opinion of him instantly. So, I mean, that's something when it comes to forgiveness, that's what people got to understand. I can forgive you, but I still also have a right to change how I feel about you too.
Right. I agree with that. You know, what you got, Lamont?
I'm listening to it. I don't think people truly forgive. I'm gonna say that straight up because, you know, we quick. This is my opinion. We're quick to say we forgive you. And I'm listening to Charmaine talk about we're going to start from the beginning. We got to start over. Mm-hmm. And if somebody's invested time, it don't matter if it's relationship, friendship, or whatever, you never start over because y'all have a history. So when you have a history, there is no restart. So when I looked at that and when we talk about that, most of the time if we really take all the feelings aside and we think about it, mm-hmm. Is it truly worth even restarting? That's my thought on that. Because you never forgive, even though we quick to say, you know, I forgive you, but let something go wrong and things ain't going your way. I can speak from my self-experience. I ain't gonna forget that. And I might dig deep and pull that out.
Yeah, because now you
So-
cautious.
Be cautious, but my thing then that also it does mean then it need to be growth within yourself. True forgiveness means you go forgive that person whatever happened, and then forgive yourself within the process as well. You
True.
know, then once you actually give true forgiveness, you don't yes, it stay in your head, but you don't bring it back up, or you don't act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious, but never bring it up again. Because if you bring it back up
Mhm.
again, it's not a true forgiveness. It's not.
Right.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and roll into the next video. Ooh.
Number one key to you being and living in a successful relationship is emotional maturity and intellect. You've got to be able to understand what's going on inside of you and why it's going on. And then when you realize that something's going on, you got to be able to take a deep breath and go, you know what? I realized that I was behaving this way because of A, B, C, and D. And I think that the second thing is in relationship, which I love about this relationship that I'm in. I told her earlier today, I don't mind getting in disagreements with you because I know there's light at the end of the tunnel. But for there to be light at the end of the tunnel, that means that human beings have to be open to letting go of their shit, their guard, their defenses, their pride, and be able to allow their emotions to simmer down just enough to calm down and see the other person's perspective. Then you can get back into your hearts. Because that's what happens. You go into your mind, your ego makes up a whole story that is absolutely not true. And you get two choices at that point. Either A, you get to defend the fact that you're right, or B, you get to drop in your heart and be happy.
Okay. I'm gonna replay that because I know Charmaine didn't hear that, so I'm gonna replay that again. I'm gonna replay it for you, Charmaine.
Number
Okay, sorry
one
about that.
key to you being and living in a successful relationship is emotional maturity and intellect. You've got to be able to understand what's going on inside of you and why it's going on. And then when you realize that something's going on, you got to be able to take a deep breath and go, you know what? I realized that I was behaving this way because of A, B, C, and D. And I think that the second thing is in relationship, which I love about this relationship that I'm in. I told her earlier today, I don't mind getting in disagreements with you because I know there's light at the end of the tunnel. But for there to be light at the end of the tunnel, that means that human beings have to be open to letting go of their shit, their guard, their defenses, their pride, and be able to allow their emotions to simmer down just enough to calm down and see the other person's perspective. Then you can get back into your hearts. Because that's what happens. You go into your mind, your ego makes up a whole story that is absolutely not true. And you get two choices at that point. Either A, you get to defend the fact that you're right, or B, you get to drop in your heart and be happy.
That was a lot right there. Only thing I gotta say that I don't think a lot of people are open-minded about a lot of things. I don't think they are.
I don't
And
think
they're
so
unwilling.
either.
They haven't been taught. They haven't been taught that, and or they're just not willing. You know. So how can you have a healthy relationship if you're not open to other suggestions? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
I think a
even
lot of
grow into
people.
that.
Right. I think a lot of people just trained to listen well, you know. It's like the way we grow up in this struggle, we gotta get what we have to get, and we have to get our point across, and we have to be heard. It's like for us to dial it back and pull back and be like, let me listen to you. It's foreign because at the end, a lot of times you want it to be like you said it was, regardless of the outcome. And we have
Right.
to be able to dial back sometime and be like, okay, well, let me listen to your perspective, you know. And I
Right.
think you have to care about that person to actually want to go inside them and see what makes them tick and why they feel the way they do.
Oh.
Yeah. So what you got, Lamont? You
Did
must
it
have
freeze?
Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it glitched a little bit.
Go
Is he
ahead,
pro?
Evan. Yeah, he is. Go ahead, Evan.
I think he had a lot of great things to say, and yeah, absolutely, I agree with you, Charmaine. I feel like you have to dive deep into yourself as well as the person that you're dealing with, because everybody's not at that level. And sometimes it scares people when they do get to that level, especially when they have one that is open-minded and willing to communicate, and the other one is scared to communicate because they're scared of the vulnerability. I think people have gotten so accustomed to being toxic or being in a chaotic situation that they become so accustomed to it that's their normal. So to get uncomfortable, like you say, you have to get uncomfortable and realize, okay, if I want this to work, I want something different. I have to step out of my comfort zone. And if I don't want it, then being the other person, that they're not with you on this. They're not ready for that. And that's like a warning. That's like a red flag right there. To know that. And it scares people, because once you get complacent with people and you see the person that you're complacent with or that you're comfortable with is not where you are, it hits different for people, because it's like, well, I want to be here. I want to be in this space with this person because I love this person. I care about this person. But at the same time, in your mind, you already know that you're growing way past where they're at.
Right.
Way past. It's
like this comment says, two people that can't communicate shouldn't be together. And I think I agree with that so much, because I'm thinking, if you want to be with a person, the object is to learn that person. And so that's what communication sets in at, is taking the time to listen to them and understand how they feel, and insert yourself into their life, so to speak. So, I mean, you have to be able to communicate, to be a couple.
Right.
Well,
and we let people go.
When y'all talk about communication is also a two-way street. But also, you got to be willing to receive constructive criticism. And most people cannot accept constructive criticism. So even in our podcast amongst one another, the first thing that most people do is start getting defensive. And what we talked about, when you're talking about logic, and when you're talking about having this effective communication, I notice you keep saying you have to learn somebody. And I say this, I said now, I said then, I said on my deathbed. You only know of someone what they want you to know of them. People change. You'll never know somebody like you think you know somebody. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's your mother, your husband, your daughter, your son, your auntie. You only know of somebody what they want you to know. Because we all got skeletons and we all got secrets.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And that goes into when you say something about accepting criticism. There's a difference between hearing the criticism, accepting the criticism, and feeling like you need to conform to what that criticism says. You can have criticism of someone's traits, but that's their trait. You can't expect them to say, oh, you criticize this about me, that means I need to kind of adjust this to suit you. Now, if the relationship is where the compromise has a door that's open, but if that's something that they're not compromising on, just because someone doesn't conform to your criticism doesn't mean they don't accept it. It means they heard it, they acknowledged it, but they choose what they want. And so that's when the communication opens up to where people got to understand what their own personal deal breakers are and what they're willing to compromise on.
Because some people, it takes time to accept criticism and to learn the difference between somebody healthy criticism and somebody just shooting a shot at you or a low blow at you, because that's why people get defensive immediately. They so used to someone saying something to them, or may not be used to somebody saying something to them that is true about them, because people have an issue with enabling other people very well. They mold themselves when they have a friend or something like that. They mold themselves to fit how they are, and that's not good. So when you are that person that speaks on it and say things directly, being a true friend or whatever you are to them, people could misconstrue that and think that you're just trying to down them or low blow them, and that's not the case. You're giving them something they never experienced before.
Well, see, and that goes back to, y'all put all these different terms on it, constructive criticism. It's the deliverance. Because see, everybody can, each one of us can say the same thing. Each one of us four. But it's the way I perceive it. My perception of a deliverance. And the thing that here's the bottom line that people don't understand in life. You can't make nobody in this world do anything.
Right.
Right.
I'm learning that today. I'm learning that right now. I deal with that every day. You know, I have a 15-year-old child. I have, and I had a slight issue with my child. And at the end of the day, she's 15, but she has her own mind. She has her own feelings. And I can express my views and my thoughts to her. However, at the end of the day, she's going to make a decision. There's consequences, pros and cons on whatever decision you make. But we, as people, we try to, I can say for me for sure, we try to push our narrative, or we try to push our view on somebody. And in the reality, what you come down to is checking yourself. Do you want to keep putting this time in that person? Whether relationship, rather being y'all being together, or as a friendship, or as a co-worker, whatever. Sometimes it's not worth putting that time in that person.
Sometimes it's not.
Sometimes we gotta learn to walk away.
You have to realize that, you can have your opinion, but that person's still an individual. And if they're doing what they're gonna do, you gotta say, I can deal with this or I can't. And you gotta be honest with yourself. We know that there's sometimes where you might want to compromise a little bit, but if it's your absolute that you're just not gonna be happy and it causes you to be the antagonist because there's something that bothers you, you have to say, okay, this is me, and I'm expecting something from something that's not there, and realize when it's you with expectations that probably shouldn't be there. We gotta look at ourselves sometimes and see how we are our own antagonists, because we're trying to put a circle in a square, put a square in a circle, when it's just not that.
And that's why I said some people have to step back. You have one person who's very communicative, and you have someone who takes what you're communicating to them in the wrong manner. But sometimes if they step back and then come back to the situation, like you said on the last one when we was talking, some people take time to step back, reevaluate the situation, realize where they may have been wrong at, or took it the wrong way, and then come back to the situation.
I've had 4 people tell me the same thing, and it could be an utter stranger that tells me the same message, the same way they did it, but they might have called me when I'm more willing to listen. Because the other 4, I might have heard them. I just heard that womp. Listening is where you take it in, and like May said, you think about it, you register it, and you check yourself.
Right.
It happened to me. I don't know, just a couple of days ago. I think Friday. That happened to me.
To me, it's all about maturity. Growth. You need to grow. Every day, everything, and every day and everything should be a learning experience. That's just how I see it. We're gonna go ahead and roll into the next video.
Happy couples do. Stay until the end, where I show you how to have a healthy relationship. 1, they make time for each other's. Happy couples make time for each other, like putting a do not disturb sign on their hearts. It's all about finding moments to be together, chat, or just hold hands. 2, they say I love you daily. 3 little words, big impact. Saying I love you isn't just for special occasions. It's like a daily vitamin boost for your relationship. 3, they laugh together. Happy couples find reasons to laugh together. From silly jokes to goofy dances, sharing a laugh brings them closer and makes the journey fun. 4, they always have each other's back. Got a partner who's got your back? That's the happy couple way. They support each other through thick and thin, like a tag team in the game of life. 5, they work throughout their problems. Every ship hits some waves, but happy couples grab the oars together. They talk it out, fix things, and come out stronger, hand in hand. These 5 things might not be magic, but they sure sprinkle a ton of happiness into a relationship. Give them a shot, and you might just be on your way to being one of those happy couples too. Drop a 100.
I like that. I like that video. That was a good one, because you have to make time. You have to make time. You have to make that person feel, wanted and, desired, and, that you want to spend time with them. You have to do that. If you don't, they're going to look another way.
You gotta understand that was number 1. That was number one, because that's what you got. That's the purpose of being together, is the time that you guys want to spend with each other.
Correct. Right. And
I think when
definitely,
people spend so much time together, at some point they forget those things because they feel like they something so small where really they're the most important things. Like just like you forget at the beginning how y'all was with each other. And then at some point in a relationship, sometimes people get to a point where they get comfortable in doing their own thing and forgetting that they need to work on this right here. They want to fly, they need to flower it, they need to grow it, they need to water it, invest in it, invest in it.
that's why I feel like in relationships, you should always date each other. I don't give a daggone you've been together 20 years. You should still date each other.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, when you get to the point where you're flying on autopilot, your autopilot should bring you back to your center and the core of your relationship to where, you know, what it is, the reason why y'all together. Because I can understand, like you said, after so long, you get into a routine and you're up and you're down and you work and you're this. But the purpose of having a partner, you know, you're not going in it to get a roommate, somebody to go half on the bills. You're looking at somebody who's going to be your companion and share that life with you.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, you got to bring it back to your person and let them know why they're the one.
Right. What you got, Lamar?
I don't have nothing on that.
I wrote it all. That was so sentimental. Like, yeah, that is whoever that was that wrote that did a great job with outlining what can make a really successful relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
and healthy.
You if like y'all said, if you don't remember what got y'all together initially, and we all get complacent. That's what I ain't gonna even say comfortable. I'm gonna say complacent. You know, like Shorty was talking about, you have to be willing to put in that work on both sides of the street to still love one another. I'm gonna tell you some reels I've seen, and people may disagree, but people that are married, they're putting their spouse before the children. And a lot of mothers will disagree. But if you follow the book, the Bible, the Holy Bible, the spouse comes before the children. The children comes after the spouse. And I don't believe in, we always hear this saying as men, happy wife, happy life. No.
I can't stand that.
No. I got a friend of mine right now that happy,
spouse,
you know. But I'm
happy,
not going, it's not even, I don't even think it's all about happiness all the time. You're not going to be happy all the time.
Happiness starts with
yes, because I've been told to myself, out of 14 years of being together, you don't make me happy. I said, it's not my job to make you happy. It's my job to take care of you. It's my job to provide.
I've heard that, and I do have that unpopular opinion, because once you tell me it's not your job to make me happy, I'm done with you. I'm telling you.
Here's the first thing.
I'm gonna pull all the way back. But let me say, because regardless of whether it's your job,
it's not a person's job to make you happy.
It's your obligation to make me feel like it is. Because say for instance, I'm down, my best friend is gonna pull me out of that funk. Now, either you're my best friend or you're not. And if you're not that one that's gonna be there for me when I need you the most,
that's the difference. Being there for you, and trying to make you happy is two different things. You mix them up. Because
I'm telling you, I'm gonna try to make you happy. If you got a goal that you don't think you can reach it, I'm going to try to give you that goal. I mean, I am here to be. If I'm your helpmate, what is a helper doing? A helper is trying to make you happy. Now, if you're not going to reciprocate that, and I heard a lot of people feel like it. You're supposed to be happy within. You're not supposed to bring bad energy to anything. You're responsible for your self-esteem. But as my partner, you are there to help me just as much as I'm there to help you.
But that's the difference.
I believe you should add to the person's happiness. But for me, just 100% making you happy, it ain't my job.
It's not my job. I'm not going to do it.
It's not my job.
I'm not going to do it.
in its own words, it's semantics. It's like, okay, I couldn't hear nobody tell me that and still feel the same. I understand the premise of, yeah, if I'm not doing what I need to do to be a happy person, that's on me, and I would have to look at me and evaluate what I'm doing. But semantic wise, if anybody ever told me that, I would be done with them.
If I was being real with you and you was my lady, I would sit here right now and I would come over your house right now as we doing this podcast and tell you in your face, baby, I love you. And I'm going to do for you. But it is not my job to give you self-happiness. That is something that you may have to seek counseling on.
Yeah, that's different. Self-happiness comes from within.
Well,
but making me happy is different because I like ice cream. I like trips. If I don't feel like doing nothing, I want to be pulled out the house. I want you to say, you not being yourself. You come and do this with me because I know how to make you happy. If you can't make me happy, there's no reason for me to be in that relationship.
I'm gonna say this. I heard something like a true provider, a true leader, a true 100% man that's do everything he's supposed to do in a relationship. A true man is really not liked.
I'm not liked.
Not liked by whom?
I'm not by their significant others. I'm not liked.
That's not accurate.
That's very accurate.
That's accurate that's to each his own type of accurate. That's not 100%.
But I want to hear Mr. what she got to say about that. What you got to say about that?
I don't think it. To me, I feel like you are supposed to provide your own happiness. But with that being said, I don't look at it like your partner is supposed to make you happy. I look at it like y'all supposed to complement each other. Because if you do read the Bible, you realize once y'all come together, y'all are a unit.
Right.
So you come with your own, they come with their own, and together y'all complement each other to bring it to one whole. So I don't agree with necessarily your partner, got to make you happy.
I do. I know. I follow a guy who he just made that post right before we got on here that I'm not responsible for your happiness. Now, like I said, I understand what you're saying about compliment each other. Y'all go well together. Compliment each other is making each other look good, feel good, whatever.
No,
but I'm saying semantic wise. Well, I'm just saying semantic wise, if somebody told me that would hurt my feelings to the point where I wouldn't think they had my best interest. Like you could never tell me that.
The way you receive
as your perception. But if you're
it's not my perception, it's my belief. It's like when I said when it comes to constructive criticism, you can say this. Like that's like my deal breaker. If somebody say, "Oh, you're gay," I say I'm not gay. If I say I'm not gay, that means I'm not gay. So that means that's like one of those things that you can't say to me. I'm one of those that know. Like you go after when you're looking for your relationship, you get with the person that's giving you what you need. You can't go to a person who's not willing to give that to you. For one thing, somebody don't do, somebody else will. And that means I have to go find that person who says, you know what, you feel like I need to make you happy. I'm in this with you to make you happy. And it may not be everybody that does that, but there will be somebody that does do it. And that's just one of my deal breakers.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? We're talking about self-love. I went, I think it was 2 weekends ago, April something, but it was 2 weekends ago. And I posted on Facebook. I went to Malone's. I took Beth Hayden Christian School, they seniors and juniors or whatever. I took them up there. And I was by myself. I was at work. But I got $115 ribeye, aged ribeye. And I'm going to be honest with you. The pleasure of treating myself and not being with anybody else. And I love y'all. I love women. Ain't nothing better than the female species. That was the most relaxing and most elegant time I had. And then so it was that whole weekend. That was on a Friday. And then that Saturday, I went to a bike blessing. And there was a lot of beautiful women there. A lot of beautiful women, a lot of beautiful bikes. And I had peace within self. And I really enjoyed myself. And then that Sunday, I went to a day party. Never been to a day party before. And you talk about making happy. And it was 4 guys. It was 6 of us all together, but it was 4 guys that met up. I posted a picture on Facebook. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was in Dillard's. And I was buying my outfit. And I was with my cousin. And I had never been to a day party. So let's say I'm out of my element. But I'm starting to like the comfortable that makes me uncomfortable. If that makes sense. Uncomfortable was starting to make me comfortable. And I came out of the dressing room and she had on jogging pants and like a hoodie, like a female had on a sweatshirt. And I knew when I came out, and I didn't know this woman, never met her in my life, but she made the compliment, that looks very nice. And she was an older woman, our age, and I was in her 40s, our early 50s, and are my age. And I knew right then that my stuff did not stink. And you couldn't tell me nothing at that moment. And honestly, I'm on my nonsense right now, but it's real. But you're talking about love. I was talking about at that moment that I didn't know that woman. And I actually waited for her because I wanted to see if she was with somebody or not. And she was with her husband. But I wanted just to go and personally tell her thank you. I let it be. I told her thank you, but I just wanted to kind of, because I didn't know who was in the waiting room or who was in the dressing room with her. But yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning myself. Being by myself is like the greatest thing in the world. And I'm really, when we talk about that, like today, I put my baby girl on the bus and I ain't have nothing to do but say what I wanted to do. And I love it.
Right. And you deserve that.
Significant other.
You absolutely you deserve that. And women do it all the time. We go sometimes alone and get our pedicures, get our brunch on. We take that time for self-love to where men have to have their self-love rituals as well. Everybody needs their space to breathe and think and come into themselves, So yeah, that's good that you're experiencing that because you deserve it. Everybody needs time to themselves sometimes just to understand and stay grounded. It's not learning who you are, being able to stay grounded to who you are and get back to yourself sometimes.
Right.
That's why I think it's important for people to date themselves first. If you really trying to get in a healthy space, date yourself first, because it allows you the opportunity to start realizing what you like, what you desire, what you need, for a person who is going to be entering your life that you want to create a relationship with. Also, there's a difference between it's a difference between somebody saying they want to make you happy than someone actually doing it, because you could be with somebody who never says my job is to make you happy, and they make you happy. It's a feeling. It's not something like it's like what the mom said. It's not the job to say I'm gonna make you happy because you're supposed to be with your own happiness. But it's nice for someone to make you feel happier.
I'm gonna change that word. I'm gonna say appreciate it.
It's only semantics. It's only what I heard. It's only me hearing that I'm opposed. So I'm not opposed to bringing your own happiness and being the 50% that you're supposed to be bringing, or the 100% that you're supposed to be bringing to the relationship. It's just that if someone ever was comfortable enough to tell me that that's not their job,
because I think you go off. It's more of, it's not what you say, it's how you present it to you. I'm one of those type persons where it's how you represent it to me. Now, if you represent it to me in a different manner, use a different wording, then it would be different for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much
right.
what it is.
So yeah,
it's just a word pun.
So I'm gonna get going to the slide. I got a slide for you, Charmaine. It's 10 of them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, the 10 truths of happy relationships. This is, where's this from? Psych Central. 1 is maintain a realistic perspective of committed relationships. And that's kind of like what we was just talking about.
Right.
Continually tone, exactly what I was saying. Like, it's just the tone. Continually tone the relationship. Regularly spend time together. Regularly enjoy autonomy. Exactly what Lamont was saying when he was out on his own doing his own thing. Sometimes you need that. And appreciate each other's differences. Also, kind of to what Lamont said about constructive criticism. I mean, you can have an opinion, but you gotta understand people are different. Right. Don't expect or try to force a partner to change. Pick your battles. Let's go up. Be connoisseurs of communication and listening. And being connoisseurs, I can't really mean it too small, but being connoisseurs, yes. Savor honesty, because that is the safest thing. That's the safest thing in a relationship is the honesty. That's like so sacred. and outward signs of internal respect for each other. And we all know what an outward sign is. That means making us feel like
Right.
we're loved. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything right there, I agree with it because I actually read through it and read all the definitions about it, and I learned some stuff. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's interesting. And this month is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. And at work we do self affirmations every day. And oh
Mhm.
my goodness, just the loving yourself and showing it outwardly to the world, that is so amazing. I almost cry every day at work, just going through the affirmations that we do to make ourselves better people.
Okay, we're going into the next video. Let's see here what we got.
If you want to be happier in your relationships, you need to understand and stop doing this. You have to stop placing your happiness in someone else's hand. Happiness ultimately comes from within, and it can't be solely dependent on another person. I have clients, or even in consultations, when people say that they are just unhappy with life, love, sex, the relationship, work, everything. Sometimes it's not because of the things around them, it's the things that are going on inside, and then we create that reality on the outside. You say that life was just so much better a year ago, it was so much better 6 months ago. But when we look at it, you've stopped doing a lot of the things that have allowed you to live in pleasure. You've stopped doing some of your workout routines, you've stopped eating the way you like to eat, you've maybe stopped dressing the way that made you feel confident. You've maybe even turned down activities and offers from friends to hang out. You just are not doing the things that you used to do to live in pleasure, to be happy, and take that happiness back to your relationship. So if you relate to this at all, I want you to sit down, take some time, grab.
Oh
That
yeah,
was a good one. That was a real good
that
one.
was awesome one. Because
Mhm.
I see a lot of times in relationships when people do get complacent in a relationship, get too comfortable. We had this getting too comfortable in the relationship, and you stop doing the things that you was doing to attract that person in the first place, and then you
Exactly.
stop doing the thing that you was doing before you got in a relationship. Meaning
Mhm,
like taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
taking yourself out and eat, going to the gym or anything like that. Your whole rest what you were doing. We get too comfortable
mhm,
about them things, then we end up dropping. Then now I feel like once you stop doing the things that you was doing as taking care of yourself, and when you in a relationship, now your whole sole purpose is to make that person happy, which you should be making
mhm.
yourself happy.
That's so
Because a
true. And the
person,
thing is, we just went into that thing about self-affirming. Like that's what we're doing at work. We're making sure everybody's self-affirming. And the thing is, I've honestly been in that situation where someone has actually told me that, when I'm like the relationship was going wrong, and they're like, I'm like, well, what is it? And they're like, well, you need to just keep doing what you've been doing. The things those are the things that attracted me to you. And my whole misunderstanding of that was, to me, I heard it's not my job to make you happy in that sense. To where, sometimes things become new and different. We say things you've done to get that person. I understand what attracted me to you. Now you could be attracted to all of these things. So now you actively have my attention. So now, if just for the moment I went from the natural wildlife that you were attracted to someone, now you have my undivided attention. You gotta be able to take that too, and not say, oh well, all of a sudden you're all focused on me, so I'm not interested. Go back to what you was doing. It's come with a compromise, kind of, because it's a two-way street. So where if you are attracted to someone, they're doing something that you like, and you get their attention, it's only natural that some things are going to change. And then you come back to yourself with the self-love and the self-care. But you can't blame somebody's direct attention on they don't love themselves, because then that's when we start getting defensive. It's like, well, Dad, you just said I don't love myself and I don't care. The only thing that happened is that you've gotten my attention right now, and I'm trying to show you that, let me give you this, because when I get back to doing me, I don't want you to feel like I didn't have time for you.
Well,
So
I
I've
feel
been in
like
that
that's where people be
situation.
love bombing you. People can love bomb you to make you feel like you have to change for them when you don't. You know, you don't, because like you said, when you met me, I was doing these things. So
right.
now all of a sudden, why does it need to change up just because I'm with you? Because like you said, the same thing that you got when you got with me at the beginning, you knew what I was about. You knew
Mhm.
what I was doing. You knew what I
Mhm.
liked and what I didn't like. You knew what I was going to do, what I wasn't going to do. And now all of a
Right.
sudden,
Mhm.
all that stuff has to change. No, because I'm still an individual. I'm still a human being. I'm still a person. I'm still true to me. And it
Mhm.
also confirms or denies if that's the person for you.
Right. And like with
It
me in my
also all
situation,
depends.
it
It
did
also
change.
depends on what
I
it is. You
changed.
know what I'm saying?
You said
Yeah,
what?
like it was
It all,
me. It was
it all
me,
depends
sort
on
of
what
like.
it
I'm
is.
sorry. What were you saying, Shorty?
I said it was all, and then you saying whatever you was doing. No, when I said whatever you was doing before you met that person, you continue to do that. But also, it all depends. Also, it depends on who it is.
Right.
Yeah,
But like with
that's what
me,
I'm saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
with me, it was me. Like, of course, I'm doing this. I'm busy. I'm one of those people that I fill up every single minute of my day. So if I decide that, okay, let me give this person some time. Look, I done cleared Tuesday and Wednesday. Can you do that? They feel like I'm changing. Go back to doing what you was doing. Then I feel like you're telling me that you're not responsible for my happiness. And I'm like, you don't even know the effort that I just put into this. And
Right.
so it's one of those things where you have to have that open communication to be like, I'm doing this for this reason, to see if they understand and if they really are into you or if they just not that into you. It'll all come out then.
Right. I
You know what
get
But
I'm
you.
that's an
learning?
individual thing.
I'm learning that
Mhm.
I just started looking at some things I knew was toxic that I overlooked over time. And it'd be the smallest little things. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to deal with that. Like, I'm going to tell you one that really, really went through me. For each is their own. For each is their own. But when I was, you know, a female associate, pregnant, and she's smoking. And then the thing that came out of her mouth was the doctor said it was okay. Now, I'm going to tell you this is personal. I wanted to hit her in the mouth, straight up.
But look, I'm gonna tell you that a doctor. I have heard doctors tell women that it is.
I just,
There are people who coming straight off of cigarettes is harmful.
So
uh,
look,
And they
I'm just.
don't sound right, but it's actual.
Hey, I
go
But
just
ahead.
want
I
to say
understand
something,
you
y'all.
saying that she's not in her mind doing that. But I mean, I've heard that before. Even that wasn't my first time hearing that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I ain't
I
looking
looked up.
for.
I looked up something, y'all. I got a video. I just pulled it off of YouTube, and I'm gonna share it.
Mm,
It's 10 minutes, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
okay.
I want y'all to listen to this, if it plays. I don't know if it plays. So
I ain't playing yet.
yeah,
It got a set. It got a set. Look, I almost was getting ready to. I
yeah.
thought I,
So it's
I thought we was
inner.
gonna break.
It's about inner peace,
Well, let's
y'all.
hear
Push play.
I did. Yeah, it's not gonna play. Yeah,
Yeah, it has to load.
yeah, it's not gonna play. Hey, yeah, but hey, I'll get it next time. But I'm telling you, hey, this is actually good. It's real good.
Mhm.
But it's about inner peace. I'll upload it for the next one, but it's about inner peace, which is actually freaking good.
Okay, and not to cut you off, but it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we started a new thing. We started a new thing that is a self affirmation wall, and the thing is, I'm pretty sure we're gonna take it from now on and
What?
not just end it because inner peace. I mean, I've been brought to tears from people who feel like my life ain't going good, this and that, to say that just for them to get to a point to say, well, let me say one positive thing. I'm strong enough. I'm better. I'm trying. And inner peace is the best peace you can have because you can
What?
face anything with
Mm-hmm.
You
inner
want me to
peace.
tell you? When you talk about inner peace, people talk about a lot of stuff. When I went through my divorce and I wasn't dealing with, it was my last relationship. Um, and I wasn't dealing with all the ups and downs. You know, how they calling, who they with, blah blah blah. Having that still water, that's the best thing in the world. Like I ain't really worked in 2 weeks, so I'd be like, dang with that. But however, I'm like, man, life is good. You know, I've had buddies ask me, man, you need a couple of hundred, you need this. I'm like, bro, I don't need nothing. I'm straight. A friend of mine called me today, like, bro, let's go out to eat. I said, that ain't what I'm doing. You know, I've really been enjoying just being me, whatever it is. That's been the greatest thing in the world.
Because it's important. It's important. That's why I say you really learn yourself when, just like dating yourself, you really learn yourself when you get time to sit by yourself. That's just like when COVID happened. When COVID happened, a lot of people really learned about who they was dealing with as far as in a relationship, a marriage, and by themselves.
And we had a comment. We had a comment talking.
Did he freeze?
I'm a male. Biologically, I can't carry a baby. So it's my job, it's for me, as far as I'm concerned, as a man, to make sure that my child is having the best care they can have with what we can afford. And there's no way in God green freaking earth that you're going to tell me drinking, smoking, doing dope, smoking marijuana, anything like that is good for my child.
No.
So if you tell me that a doctor told you that it's okay to keep smoking, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to say just like, bitch, we got a problem. Straight.
Well, I guess I'm a bitch with a problem because my doctor told me that I was a very high risk pregnancy.
It's a real thing. The stress level and the way that your heart beats, your pulse rate, what detox does to you during a pregnancy is different. Now, of course, they're going to say, look, can you do one? Don't smoke the whole pack. But
I mean, we ain't gonna do nothing.
Detoxing.
Better get a bait.
I mean, it's just a part of life. But like we said, we can take constructive criticism, but it all depends on how you deal with our reaction to it.
That's the health of my child.
But there's no doctor. There's no doctor that'll say smoke weed or do crack. There's no doctor on the planet that'll tell you to do drugs and drink alcohol. Like
smoking is
I beg to differ. That's why I said my doctor, I was a high risk pregnancy and I couldn't keep nothing down. And I was completely natural. And so he told me, look, I'm not, and I was a weed smoker at the time, but I stopped cold turkey when I found out I was pregnant. And he said, look, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm also telling you to do what you got to do to keep food down. And it was my choice, you know, my choice to do it or not do it.
I respect that. But
I mean, there are instances like we say, everybody's on an individual basis.
Yeah, because my baby wasn't picking up weight at all.
For real?
I stayed sick from sun up, literally to midday when I would get to work. He's 19, strong, and doing great.
Right now, they got marijuana being lobbied as medicine. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be legal next year in Kentucky. 25? It's gonna be legal.
Yeah, they got a lot of medicine.
I need to invest in it.
Yeah, I do too. I've been looking into it. I should have got on a long time ago.
Okay, so he got the video.
Shorty, what we doing? What we doing, Shorty? We see all your messages and everything. What is that? Is that the comment?
It ain't working. No, it's the video.
Yeah, we can see the comments and stuff. Well, I think that we did a good show tonight, y'all, because we said we was going to try to keep this under an hour.
Y'all know what I loved about this? I love that we can communicate. We can communicate effective. I'm killing my little gummy bears. I ain't going to I'm going to kill my little crab.
Communication is key, and self-love. I think if I had a message for this, I think self-love, kind of is the number one thing, even though that was probably what Lamont said, because I'm like, love me more. I want you to love by me. But,
you crazy.
But self-love, I need all of that. Yeah, understand that you're going to meet a bipolar chick who going to want all of that in the same day. I want everything.
You crazy.
All of it.
I got one request.
What's that?
Shorty, do you have that video of the couple that was in the car?
Let's see. No.
I don't know what Shorty was doing.
I got
with
this.
you, Jenny.
A relationship is about how much you give, not how much you expect someone else to give you to make you happy constantly, but how much are you to consistently show up and serve the relationship consistently. And if you just say, well, me being here is enough value, me being around is a lot, and they should just be happy. I just think that's not the best mindset to approach a healthy, conscious, long-term relationship. And so we got to start thinking about not what can someone give me, but how can I contribute to the relationship? And how can I meet someone with shared values that thinks the same way? And maybe if they're 24, 25, they don't have as much to give financially, but they can give emotionally, spiritually. They can give me their time. They can show up and be creative with dates, and we have shared values. So we give each other that.
That's what you was talking about, Charm.
Yeah, he hit it on the head. He said what I couldn't say in the way he put it all together, made it sound where you guys could understand it, because I'm trying to get it out, but he said it right the way it needed to be heard.
But you know something though, I truly, y'all can agree with me or disagree. I'm putting this out there because I want a feedback. People don't do that today. It's all about a me. Because, you know, one thing we've had a discussion back in the past, Charmaine, is, you know, a lot of women talk about their accolades or whatever, their achievements. I got a master's degree in this. I got a doctorate degree in this. I live in Lake Forest, if y'all familiar with that. I blah, 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 blah. I drive a Range Rover. And here's the thing about all of that. Speaking in a male perspective, I'm not dating you for none of that. A weak man may. A weak man. I'm key word what I said, a weak man. But I'm dating you. The very first thing I'm talking to you is because I'm physically attracted to you. All the rest of the stuff that comes with that, your attitude, understanding your likes and dislikes, that selfless love, that comes in time. But the first thing that's going to make me talk to any woman is my visual eyes. It's going to put eyes on you, and I'm attracted to you.
So for your feedback, say for instance, you're visually attracted to this lady visually.
Yeah.
So once you approach her, what is the connection that you have with her? Because you can't expect just
I don't expect no connection.
Hold on. Let me finish it. You can't expect this physical attraction to be mutual or be offered up as the toast to the relationship. You can't just because you're physically attractive, that's not a way of saying for her to say, okay, well, I got this body that you like, so let me give you this body. Like when is it that you get into all of the other things? Because because you're visual.
Well, I'm talking about all men. You can look at any podcast, anything you want to. Men themselves, the race of men. The human race, no color, no creed, no religion. We're visually stimulated creatures. So once you decided that, she may not be attracted to me. But however, let's talk. But remember what we said before: a man has to put in work. Let's take a woman. Let's take either one of y'all women. Let's take a woman. A woman can go and get on a yacht, on a $450 million yacht, because she looks a certain way. It don't matter. She can be the dumbest damn thing. She can be her head. But if she looks good and learns how to close that mouth, she can get on a yacht. A man goes through a process. We have to make the money. We have to rub the elbows. We have to put in the work to get on that yacht, where a woman with her natural beauty can get on that yacht.
But what does that have to do with your physical attraction?
What I'm telling you is a man is we are physically attracted to women.
But what does that do? What I'm saying is, how does that cultivate a relationship?
It doesn't cultivate a relationship. It starts a conversation. I might decide if I want to approach you or not. And by you may find me attractive, but then you may be attracted to me because we think differently. Venus and Mars, we react differently. Because if I'm not mistaken, from what I understand, women want security. And when I made a statement about.
But you shouldn't necessarily say that, because like nowadays women own their own house, women got their own job, women got all these shit. Hold on, wait a minute, let me finish. Women got all these. Hold on. Exactly what I'm about to say. Women got all these accolades that you don't care nothing about. So you cannot say that she wants this because because you don't care about it, honey, she already has that. She's coming to you for the friendship. Listen, she's coming to you for the friendship, the companionship, the understanding. Just because you don't care about that doesn't mean you got that part to offer her. Just because she's already secure. She already got a house. She don't need your finance. She got a side room, but she don't need your protection. She's coming to you for friendship.
I have a video that that's why I love forward to. I did 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's all I did. This is gonna be the closing right here. This is for a man and woman. Listen up.
Begin by getting into whatever position makes you feel best right now. Lovingly closing your eyes once you're ready. And beginning to tune in to your inner experience. Observing how your breath feels. Letting it flow as freely as it possibly can. Perhaps inviting yourself to take 3 deep breaths at your own pace.
This is awesome. And as your breathing returns to whatever pace feels best to you, and you feel yourself as present here in your body, you begin to invite in feelings of appreciation towards yourself for being here, for showing up for this now, for showing up for you now.
And that was only a 1 minute and 50 seconds, but it's actually 10 minutes. But
I love that. I could go 3 or 4 hours with that.
I would have put some in the place of it, almost like you and your significant other are sitting there face to face, or even maybe your woman sitting, her back is to your chest, and you embracing her, you holding her. You got a candle on, some kind of good incense. Real light, real dim lights, and you're real soft. And it ain't even about conversation. It's about that action where you're just holding her. And she's feeling you, you feeling her. That's what that takes me to. And it's deep. And I hate that it ended so quick.
Yeah. I was trying to come back, but I'm gonna send it to y'all. It's actually 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that to y'all.
That was deep.
That's guided meditation, and I definitely practice guided meditation almost daily, maybe 3 to 4 times a day. Like throughout my day, the way I'm so busy, I come back to a grounded 420 megahertz. I have to get back to that because that's the only way I can quiet the noise of the world.
420 megahertz. Is that your inner sound, your inner peace?
Yeah, that's like a vibration, a vibration that you sit on. Okay. That can block. To me, when I come back to videos like that, it just blocks out the craziness of the world. I can reset internally and then move on in a better headspace. I love it.
I will send that to y'all, but hey, we are at our end. Hey, y'all need to come check this out, man. Y'all need to share this, man. Troy Elijah Podcast. It's gonna be big, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all need to tune in. We got something every week at 8:45 p.m. every Monday.
Love y'all. Tell me the puppy to be good. That puppy over there acting a mess, ain't he?
She let me know somebody was at the door. That's why I had to mute the phone.